Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another fragrance review. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And in this video, we're going to be taking a closer look at a fragrance by the company Paco Rabanne. And this one is a 2010 release and it's called Lady Million, so stay tuned. Now, Lady Million once again was released in 2010. It was composed by 4 perfumers, Anne Filippo, Dominique Ropion, Beatrice Piquet, and Bruno Jovanovic. Of course, this follows the success of the men's version, which is called 1 Million. And this one has spawned off many flankers, and it's also been duped several times, so be wary of counterfeits and knockoffs on the market. Now, this one is made to appeal to the woman who looks like $1 million or the woman who wants to earn $1 million, and it was made to be a sensual composition with notes resembling the nectar of decadent flowers. So let's go ahead and start the review off by taking a closer look at the presentation. So here is the box for Lady Million by Paco Rabanne. Very simple construction, but I like the Lady Million logo here in the front. At the very bottom is where you can locate your serial number right here punched into the middle of the box. Just some more information at the back, and then the Paco Rabanne insignia punched into the top of the box. Now here's the bottle. Some might say it's kitschy, but it does sort of fall in line with the men's counterpart. I love the gold detail on it. There is no cap for this one. It has a built-in atomizer, so you spray it just like that. The distribution is pretty good, and then you have Lady Million engraved into the top. And that was the presentation for Lady Million by Paco Rabanne. Now, as soon as you spray this on skin, you are going to be greeted with a lot of white florals and some sweet white florals too. So going back to the advertising and what I hinted at earlier, it smells like the nectar of radiatingly sweet flowers. You are going to get African orange flower. You also get this note of white honey. Now, I'm no expert in differentiating amongst the different varieties of honey, but what I can say is that the white probably comes from the white florals, where it smells clean, dare I even say fragile at some points, but it also has this note of raspberry in there, which adds a nice bit of sweetness. Now, surprisingly, I don't get too strong of a honey note. Whenever I think of honey, I think of Back to Black by Kilian. It's not a very strong honey note that you get in here. Another one that I can think of is Eau du Sorel by Naomi Gutzer. And this one is very different, but it's still sweet, but not cloyingly sweet like the men's version. Now, I think the men's version did things very differently from other designer scents in the market at that time. And I think, with all due respect, I think it's earned pretty high accolades for that reason. Now, with the women's counterpart, it's nowhere near as sweet. As a matter of fact, it's on the transparent side. And I think that's because of the notes like gardenia, which many say is a fantasy note, and I do sort of agree with that. It's also a little bit of neroli in here, which serves to brighten things up, and it has some other white florals in here. Now, at no point does it smell orangey. I think it's slightly sweet. It does have this sort of vanilla tonka bean base, but again, it's transparent. It's not super opaque. It's not dense. This one is not fleeting either, in the sense that it does last on skin, but it's a more transparent composition, meaning that it's like you can smell right through it, where it doesn't pack a punch. All of the notes here are pretty accommodating, and I think this is the type of fragrance that a woman would wear on a wide variety of different occasions. It has just enough sweetness that it comes off as flirty, so you can wear it on a night out. But again, it's transparent enough that you can wear it throughout the day, and you can probably find it discounted online. I think it's a wonderful scent. Again, I would be wary of picking up a counterfeit or an imitation, so your best bet is to buy it from a reputable dealer, something like Macy's. But overall, I think this is a really nice scent, and I like that it follows the success of the men's version, all the while not being as sweet as the men's version. And I think the sweetness is something that we've seen from some of the flankers that were spawned off from this 2010 release. Let's go ahead and finish things off by taking a look at my rating. First up, I took a look at the uniqueness and the overall smell, and it does sort of fall in line with a lot of other fragrances that were released for women, with the addition of the raspberry note. It smells sweet, it smells fruity, but it also smells floral, and there are a number of other women's fragrances that I could compare to this one, but the overall smell is incredibly pleasant. You are going to get compliments when you wear this. It does convey sensuality. It is a rather elegant sort of scent, and I like that it's rather muted and understated in the sense that the sweet notes are not too strong. As far as longevity, you're going to get 5 to 6 hours despite the concentration. Projection is really good for the first 2 hours. Right around that 4.5 hour mark is where it starts to sit really close to the skin, and then it becomes an intimate scent, also a close encounter scent. Versatility on this one is also very good. You can wear this one dressed up, dressed down. However, I do think this would work better in the hotter weather because of the performance, but also because of the lighter notes, especially all of the white florals that you see in here, and the lack of sweetness, which I think really works to create a strong dynamic within this scent. Presentation is really cool. It sort of falls in line with what we've seen from Paco Rabanne, everything from Ultra Red, Ultraviolet, 1 Million, Invictus. You get the deal. If I were to give this fragrance an overall score, I would give it like a 3.5 stars out of 5, but I'm going to round off. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I think for what they aimed to release, they did a really good job. There's nothing wrong with this fragrance at all. It's a pleasant scent. It smells excellent. I think it's young, it's youthful, it's playful, but it has an air of maturity about it. It also has a bit of fragility to it as well. I think it's a really nice release from the company Paco Rabanne, and I think it's something that you ought to check out, especially if you haven't smelled this before. It's also great to have as a reference point. So there you have it, everyone. Thank you so much for watching my review. This was my take on Lady Million by Paco Rabanne. If you own or have tried this fragrance, please let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Also, please don't forget to rate and subscribe for future videos. Remember to enable notifications by clicking on the bell. Remember, I smell well, so you can smell good. And we'll see you in the next episode. Take care.